So they'll be calling it. These guys been here all day because I was here early this morning and they were here. I mean, they put a hell of a long day in. So it's like I say, Ogden City, Weber County paramedics, they're not like firemen in New York City. No, no. These guys do it all. They work. And I mean work. So this is important. This is really important because it got hot today. As you can see, that's the best barometer. I picked the right one early, didn't I? This river is, they've had it maintained at that exact identical level now for a month. If somebody would have told me a month ago that it didn't flood, it's 90 degrees today with all that. And I just worked the entire lower Weber. I've been up, and I know every square inch of it. I grew up on it, and it's not flooding. I can't believe it. If somebody would have told me that, you know, this is Utah, you know, the government can screw up everything. I mean, and they will. But they got this right, and credit has to be given more credit. I'm blown away. I'm out on the lower Weber, and I'm over there where those houses flooded in 2011. You know, my property there, our families anyway. Get this. So I talked to my brother and talked to another dude. Saw a cougar down there. That tree that was not snapped off wasn't down last night. I think that cougar snapped it. But so, if there's deer, there's cougars. And this is important. Oh God, you know, my niece. No. No cougar's going to hurt you. I don't think there's ever been a case in the history of the state of Utah someone killed by a cougar. And she's, oh, absolutely. No, it doesn't. Nope. I mean, it's rare as rare. But this story with the guy, and he come out of the woods looking for a cell phone all cut up, I call total bullshit on the whole thing. You seen that one footage where the cat's going like this? That cat would kill that guy in 2 seconds if it wanted to. It didn't want to. They don't want to kill you. They don't want to hurt you. They're afraid of you. Why don't you just leave them the fuck alone? I'm like, well, what? I says, leave it alone. You know, it's part of the natural chain here in Utah. Cougars are native, deer are native, rainbow, you know, are native creatures, and they're not going to hurt you. If you see one in a tree or whatever, you just quietly walk away. Go the other way. You know, they're not going to, they don't want, they're scared of you. You know, they're hunting, and they kill deer and eat them, and if they wanted to, they would, it's like that guy with that cougar's going, that cougar's trying to scare him off, saying, get out of here, you dumbass. You know what a cougar, you know how fast a cougar would kill a human being if it wanted to? You ever watched one kill a deer? You know what they do to a human? They don't want him. I don't think there's ever been a case, I don't ever recall, in the history. So I'll give credit where credit's due. The management, you know, all the drones, they're using lots of drones. You see them in my videos. If somebody told me, and it, you know, probably peaked today and tomorrow. It's a fishing lure. How about that footage of me at Pineview yesterday? I mean, blow your mind, right? I mean, it's like a Salvador Dali movie or painting. I mean, you know, this is my spot. I sit right here on that picnic table for my whole life. It's kind of like my spot at Tourmaline. Those guys were here early this morning. You know, I've been on this river every day, and I picked the right spot to gauge it on the bridge. And you could see 90 degrees today, still the same thing. And there's really been no flooding to speak of. The lower Weber's not flooding. I just talked to Channel 4 down there. You know, and I video everything. So give credit where credit's due. By the way, the guy with the scraped up by the cougar, up looking for, I call double bullshit on that whole story. You know, I don't know what the deal was, but so on the low, of course, there's freaking cougars all along this freaking, anywhere there's deer. But how about the Pineview yesterday in the snow, in the heat, that Becker's can I found, and that fish, I mean, all the sea, and I've seen a lot of freaking landscape. You know how I go, Kevin So, go ahead. Wow. It blew my mind. I was so excited yesterday. I was like a little kid down in there. You know, like the first time you're a little kid and you see your first big, thick ochre starfish, you're like, you see your first seal, you see your first great big huge rainbow trout come out of the water up close, you know, or you see your first cougar. So I'll give credit where credit is due because it probably peaked today or tomorrow. It's peaked. The management of this has been, well, they deserve all kinds of freaking awards. It's been masterful, masterful, unbelievable. So now that I'm done talking about that, let's talk about the salmon number in Oregon. Now I'll put them together. So the salmon numbers, they said they've been here all day. So the salmon number, I'm going to tag this, Fukushima news, salmon numbers. We were counting because I can walk and chew gum at the same time. So the Chinook salmon numbers in Oregon, they're a catastrophe. So I just looked, it's peak day. Today's peak day on the spring run. So the 10-year mean, the 10-year mean just crashed, is about 7,000 for the day. They had 2,600. Last year, 46. I mean, it's catastrophe. Absolute catastrophe. So I talked to Tim, and I'll tag this. On the Willamette, it's open. And they're just hammering these fish, going after them. 300 boats yesterday. 300 on Sunday on the Willamette. 300. Each boat's probably about 4 fishermen, at least 4 rods. Well, that's me downplaying. 4 is probably a low number. So let's say 1,200 fishermen. 1,200 hammering the Willamette. 10 fish on peak day. They caught 10. 1,200 fishermen. Think about, we have the Blanche Martin Matrix, how much money we figure. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want you to think about that. Oh, and remember, there is no gill netting and no fishing in front of the dam this year. Last year and this year is the first year ever that's happened. And these numbers are still out, and they know they're dying at sea. So, when you're going to give Kevin Blanch's credit on his work? I said this would happen. Remember, record returns. 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. Why? Because Chinook salmon go to sea on average 5 years. Kevin Blanch, they will crash radically, dramatically in 2016. Oh boy, you put that in symphony with the tide pool work, the well craft, it's an acute, radical catastrophe. It's kind of like this weather, this great weather flip. We go from 10 years of absolutely nothing to this extreme. All coincidence, bro. Fukushima. So, might as well go Chinook salmon fishing here on the Ogden. Why not? Fuck, you got those giant tiger muskies up at Pineview. Look like sharks. That's how derelict DNR was here. Don't get me going on those guys. They plant tiger muskies in there to get rid of the carp who aren't native, to save the rainbows. Well, they didn't realize they don't stop growing, and they grow and they grow and they grow. They get bigger and bigger. The ecology out of whack. All this radicalness started in 2011, and the Chinook salmon first came to God of salmon. Started in 2011. It's unarguable. My work is unarguable now because we have all the data, and it's unarguable. So, 1,200 fishermen on prime day on the Willamette. They got detector, every device they know, hammering 10 small salmon. Unbelievable. It's a catastrophe. And they're panicking, and they know they're dying at sea. So we can run regression. We know something radical changed in 2011. Why? Because the still heading salmon started to collapse. They go to sea 1 to 2 years. They're called half pounders. Kevin Blanch, the marine biologist in the high desert of Utah. You think about my work here in Utah, in Oregon, in California. Whoa. I mean, up there yesterday reminded me of doing all my tide pool work all those years. And remember, I had open heart surgery on January 10th this year. And so my brother claims he saw a cougar on the lower Weaver this morning down there on that prairie, and I think he's probably right. That tree that I showed the video that broke off, it wasn't broken last night. I think that cougar was up in it. Hunt for deer. If there's deer, they're native. So 1,200 fishermen. Nice. Nice. You ducks in Oregon. 1,200 fishing on the Willamette. Damn it. On the Willamette. On prime day. You're killing me, Smalls. Yeah, that's the pool right there, the skate park. Killing me, Smalls. Stanton.